Welcome back to my channel. This video is in continuation with the last video which we started on menstruation, where we discussed about what is menstruation and the information related to menstruation. In today's video we're going to talk about the menstrual hygiene and the different products which can be used to manage the menstrual flow.
Pads, tampons, and cups are useful products for those.
So menstrual hygiene. Menstrual hygiene includes all these steps which is necessary to deal with the menstrual flow and the general hygiene. And this is important and essential so that the everyday activities are not obstructed by the menstruation and we can follow our daily routines. So the steps included in the menstrual hygiene: and first, managing the menstrual flow so that the menstrual fluid does not soil the clothes. Secondly, eating balanced diet. Third, maintaining an active lifestyle and maintaining a proper hygiene and cleanliness. Now let's talk about the various menstrual hygiene products which are available for managing the menstrual flow.
Sanitary napkin की
First is sanitary pads, which are made up of the absorbent material, should be changed after at least 6 hours and therefore the single use only. Now if we talk about the pros and cons of the sanitary pads. Pros is first, it is very convenient and easy to use option, easily available at the pharmacy. It is easier to change a pad and available in variety. Now, some of the pads still made up of the synthetic material and chemicals are used to bleach to make it more white and clean. It's not at all eco-friendly. Some artificial perfumes are being used. If the pad is worn for a longer period of time, it may block the airflow to the vagina, which may increase the bacterial infection, and it may also cause the rashes in the inner thighs, and one cannot swim with the pad. Now the most important issue is the disposal of the pads. The pads need to be wrapped in a newspaper or a waste material, and they should be put in a garbage with a lid so that the foul smell does not spread in the house, and it also prevents the spreading of disease by flies and other insects. Now let's talk about the various alternatives to the synthetic sanitary pads. The first one is a compostable disposable sanitary pads.
Compost
Now, compostable because the top layer and the bottom leak-proof layer is made up of the compostable material. Now, compostable basically means will disintegrate into non-toxic and natural elements within a specific time frame. It is similar to sanitary pads in wearing. It's worn in the underwear and held in place with the adhesive snap. Also must be changed after every 4 to 6 hours. And the advantages of using a compostable disposable sanitary pad is, first of all, it is environment friendly. Secondly, there is no skin exposure to the synthetic material, and it's more or less economical. Now let's talk about the other sustainable options also available. So this is a reusable cloth sanitary pad. This is made of a cloth which can be washed and reused up to 4 to 5 years depending on the one usage and practices. This also comes in various sizes. This is a medium one. Now this is a smaller one, and this is a larger one depending upon the one's menstrual flow. These pads are also required to be changed after every 4 to 6 hours. And after every use, the cloth pad needs to be immediately soaked and rinsed in cold water so that the stain doesn't remain. And after that, they need to be washed and dried up in the sunlight. The sunlight is very effective in killing the germs. Pros and the cons of using the cloth sanitary pad. Pros: it's cheaper in the long run as compared to disposable. Secondly, it's more eco-friendly. And the cons is basically the washing time it takes, and secondly, when it's soaking around in the sun rays, it might make the other people around a bit uncomfortable. So the next product is called menstrual cup. It is made up of a medical grade silicone. It is inserted into the vagina to collect blood. It forms a seal and it's held in place by the walls of the vagina. So menstrual cup need to be taken out after every 6 to 12 hours to discard the blood collected, then rinse and reuse. This need to be sterilized after each use, and for sterilizing one can keep the cup in the water, in the boiling water for 5 to 10 minutes and keep it in the sun for drying it. It should always be kept in the cloth pouch when not in use. The most interesting thing about the menstrual cup, it came into existence before pad, almost in 1867, before pads and tampons, and it's more environment friendly, more compostable, and much more cheaper than the other disposable products in the longer run. It's only and only because menstruation is shrouded in shame and secrecy, it did not find its audience and place in the market.
Tampons.
Now we're gonna discuss about tampons. As you can see in the image, tampons are made up of the wood pulp or some other absorbent mixture, and they're also made up of the polyethylene and polypropylene. They're also supposed to be changed after every 4 to 6 hours as sanitary pads. They are inserted into the vagina to absorb blood. They expand with moisture, which avoids the leakage. Now, they are not at all reusable. The major advantage of using tampons is there's no wet sensation and there's more freedom of movement, such as swimming and running. The major disadvantage is, first of all, they're not at all eco-friendly. The polypropylene which is used, it is not eco-friendly. And secondly, superly absorbent tampons can be one of the causes for TSS, which is toxic shock syndrome. It can cause a bacterial infection in the bloodstream, and it can be proved fatal if not diagnosed at the right time. The major symptoms are fever, nausea, muscle pain. I recently came across a new product in the market, which is like period panties or period underwear, which was made up of the extra layer of special fabric to absorb the menstrual blood. They are sustainable. They are similar to the cloth pads, which can be washed and reused. They are also supposed to be changed depending upon the flow, but at least have to be changed after 12 hours. This brings us to the end of the video. Thank you for listening, and I hope I'm able to disseminate information regarding the more ecological and sustainable products to manage a menstrual blood and start a step or a direction towards sustainable menstruation. In the next upcoming video, I will be talking about the myths and the origin of the myths related to the menstrual blood, menstruation, and how we are still following it. So stay tuned for the next video.